Start hearing more and more Franklin's calling as well, just announcing the end of the day, arrival of early evening. So as much as she's very relaxed, she could literally move at any minute. She could lie like this for another hour as well. It's also a possibility, but I think maybe not. We'll give her some time.
The size of her paws,
I'm just looking at how nicely she's breathing there. She's very relaxed. And yeah, even though she's quite a small leopard, still relative to the body size, look at those paws like James mentioned. Also look at all the hair around it. If you look at the pad itself, you can see there's a lot of soft fur or hair around the paw. Now that's again various purposes. One is it'll help to soften the track in terms of the noise it makes. So when she's walking along in the sand, that'll help to subdue the sound even more. But it also gives a very, very delicate feeling around the foot itself. Now you can imagine just a little bit of hair we've got on our arms, how you can feel the slightest bit of movement or breeze on it. I can imagine having all those fine hairs around the paw. Before you actually start putting your weight on it, you will feel every little leaf or branch or twig, grass blade, anything that might give your position away. And they can move virtually without making a sound. Just heard something again. You can see she's looking around. As she moved, I moved, and James moved as well. And I'm sure many of you as well probably just sat forward in your seats a little bit. It's amazing how she's got all of our attentions wrapped up around a little dew claw. Yeah, there was some Nkonzo from this Trias Dam fumbling on that Ndlela towards the northwest. So maybe Zoe's Road or Impala Plain somewhere later.
Within 5 minutes.
See, at the moment there's nothing major out there that's attracting her attention or grabbing her attention. That tail tip is lying there, no movement, no twitching. Nonetheless, she's still listening. Just quickly, for those of you maybe that haven't joined us as often or that are only getting into African wildlife more recently, leopards are solitary animals, so typically you'll always see a leopard by itself. Big males almost certainly by themselves. Females either by themselves or with youngsters. The specific leopard we're looking at the moment is a female we call Karula, and she is a very, very beautiful leopard. She's around quite often in our area that we can traverse in. And she's also got 2 youngsters, so occasionally we're lucky enough to see her with 2 other leopard, 2 young female cubs or juveniles now, they're just over a year old. But again, most of the time we actually see her by herself. It's only when she kills something substantial enough that she'll go and fetch those youngsters and then share the food with them. Only then that we really see all of them together. Both of those youngsters are still well. We saw them we had a magic afternoon with them a while back, and they were playing with each other. Morning actually, so it wasn't, I think it was sort of late morning. But typically speaking, when you see leopard, it'll be like this, by themselves. Quite often you're lucky enough to find them around waterholes like this, or otherwise just out patrolling either their territory. Both male and female leopard are territorial, but not one male and one female relative to the same area. So there's a great overlapping of territories, and there's also sort of almost like home range behavior. So there will be areas where 2 females' territories might slightly overlap as well on the sort of the fringes of the area. But typically they keep those areas, in the case of females, to have access or to protect their resources. So in Karula's case, the territory that she's got quite a few waterholes, lots of good food in it, lots of things that she can catch, so that's why she keeps it. And in the case of males, typically the territorial males try and keep an area as large as possible to have access to females. So slightly different motivation behind the territorial behaviors. I just love those eyes, whenever they look at you, can't help but feel a little stirring in your heart.